Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
To our local riding now, as incumbent for Lloydminster, MLA Richard Starkey has won the constituency after last night's election. Now Starkey won with a 41% of the popular vote, beating out his closest rival, Wildrose candidate Danny Hozak, by nearly 1,800 votes. Coming in third place is NDP candidate Sabah Mosagzi with more than 2,400 votes. Here's more from Starkey's camp last night and his reaction.
We could only control what happens in this constituency, and that we could only win one riding. And our job was to win one riding. Ladies and gentlemen, we delivered.
While Alberta PC supporters may have had a little to cheer for last night, it was a different story at Richard Starkey's campaign office. Starkey says he's ready to go back to work in the legislature, this time on the other side of the floor.
As opposition members, though, we have a very important role to play, and we will hold the government to account. But we will do it in a way that is constructive and in a way that clearly points out that there are alternatives, and we will be positive about it.
Looking forward, Starkey admits the PC party does have a journey ahead of them before they can gain back lost seats. In the meantime, this is what he had to say about the new NDP majority.
I think now we're going to have an opportunity to see how a different political vision and political force and what direction they may take the province in, and at some point in the future Albertans will have an opportunity to have their say on what they think of that direction.
This will be Starkey's second term as MLA for the riding. Meanwhile, even though he was surprised by the outcome, Wildrose candidate Danny Hozak says he has no regrets when it comes to the campaign he ran. His party is now set to become the official opposition in an NDP legislature.
We had a better feeling going into this than we had last time from the number of people that said they were voting Wildrose. And so, to be honest, I don't quite understand that.
Hozak spent election night at his family home north of Lloydminster. He was vocal on the prospects of the Wildrose in opposition.
Wildrose has proven themselves over the last 3 years as being a very effective opposition. I think this will be the third or fourth premier that we've had to face since we formed our party. So I think we will continue to be a very effective opposition. The NDP have been government in lots of provinces, and most of them, I guess we will see if they do any better here.
Hozak is not ruling out a role within the Wildrose party in the future, but for now he says he will go back to his regular job. And even though it was a wash of orange across Alberta last night, the same can't be said for NDP presence in the Lloydminster Vermilion riding. Though the numbers weren't in her favor, NDP candidate Sabah Mosagzi says she's excited about the results for all of Alberta and looking forward to the province's future.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy and proud of all the volunteers who worked really hard. I'm very happy on the broad scope that we're going to be a majority here and that everyone will sort of receive the NDP representation regardless. I think having a majority is going to make things run a lot smoother, and hopefully we won't hit a lot of roadblocks, and hopefully we can work together with the other parties.
And Newcap News took to the streets today to see how residents are reacting to the major shift in Alberta's political landscape.
Big changes, and hopefully to the better.
Oh, very surprising. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be a majority by any means.
It's a wreck.
Years ago, my mom and dad called it no down payment because I lived in BC. So hopefully things will get better.
And it's going to take time to tell, but I don't like it, so we'll see what happens.
I think it's good for Saskatchewan. It'll promote a lot of work in Saskatchewan because the NDP is not oil friendly, so I think it's going to affect the oil patch on the Alberta side.
That was a very different result than what I thought it was going to be.
I'm a Brad Wall fan for Saskatchewan, so I hope it doesn't conflict.
I do have concerns, but I think the overall positive picture is that we ended that long-term cycle. It doesn't matter who's in charge. If you're in charge for that long, you're going to start having some issues. You're going to start sweeping some things under the rug. And I'm just hoping that comes to light. And I'm hoping so we have some change in the future.
I know we needed some change, but I don't know if it was the right change.
Well, it just depends if she's going to play with the oil price or the royalty price and stuff like that. I mean, we're at a major slowdown right now. It could get worse.
Even if we go right back to PC for the next 44 years, we made a change for once.